like to have every week.
Is it?
Back in Beaufort. What'd you do yesterday?
In Nashville.
We missed you at the meeting. 911.
Yeah.
They said though, one of you was out of town, the other one was out of the country, so I didn't know if he was out of the country or you were just out of town. Must be,
Is Harry still on that cruise?
I guess they said he was out of the country. I
He's
didn't.
been out over a week.
Oh, yeah.
They hijacked the cruise ship. I don't know where he went.
I don't know. either.
Caribbean,
Huh?
Caribbean.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know either. Let me ask you a question on the security guards. That's just where Larry Grace is. That's no, but it was in none of your budgets,
No.
right? Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
There's nothing in my budget for them. Now, Nick's paid, gets paid out of court security fund or whatever, but those two security guards comes, I guess, mainly out of this Larry's.
Okay. Hey, Gerald, man, that budget thing I gave you, that sheet back. There was- Yeah, there was some questions I had, noted on that. Let's see here. Under that, 20,400, which was, for, not supplies, but for like clothing or whatever it was, 8,500 of that is a grant that we hope to get back, right?
For the vest?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever the vests are gonna be, will probably be between 8,500 and 10,000. The grant will pay for half of that.
So that 20,400 we have on that line item for 1055.69, it could be possibly 12,000 on the account, because we would get reimbursed back 8,500.
I don't know what my line item was for clothes last year. We didn't spend it all, and I don't anticipate spending it all this year.
Okay.
Be on
This
there.
it? Yeah. This was, should have one from, here. Because he was over last week and measured. He told me that the vest and the carrier was probably gonna run about $900 a piece. Let's see what I got.
How many people you got? I can do the calculator.
I never can remember how many I've got working.
Oh, okay. We got 11 times 900, should be 9,900, 9,900.
So it'll be right at 10,000.
And then the grant's only for 8,500 back.
Well, the grant will be for half of that.
Okay.
So the grant will be for $5,000.
Okay. So I guess what I was asking, that even though we have in that line item 20,400, possibly it might only be 15,000 out of that because the grant would come back to help offset some
Yeah,
of it.
15 would be the high side. I'd say we'll spend less than that. I don't know what we spent for clothes last year, but it was under the,
Yeah.
should have one for.
I can't find it, but I probably need every stack here, so I'm sure I got one, just can't put my hand on it.
Honestly, these clothes are holding up better than I thought they would.
Not been in as many scuffles as he's planned.
Well, I thought this material would snag more, and they're not having any problems with it.
That's a good thing. Want a few signature cards?
Jason, I'm gonna say 12 to 15.
Okay.
The biggest expense, I'll probably have, the boots come in, that'll probably be $2,000. And then what little clothes. Everybody's got new coats.
In 2012, remember we sat down at one time, Ms. Howard came over here, and we all sat down, and we went over the fees, what we totally collected, remember? And it was 180,000 for sheriff / housing fees. John had projected 175, but would you think it would be the same, less, or more for this coming year?
So that depends on how many civil papers we serve, which, I mean, there's no way for us to tell how many
Yeah,
lawsuits or summonses have to be served. Part of that is how many, the bond fees go into that, so how many people run through the jail.
you put 175, you put 5,000 less than the year before, but I was hoping it would be the same or more.
I can't see any meeting less than what it was last year.
Okay. All right. Just trying to look at all of our revenues. Then under courthouse security, which that comes from Larry's office, right? Okay, let me talk to him and verify. You had 42,940 last year. So we had 2012 total revenues between the state's attorney, county clerk, sheriff, housing fees, circuit clerk, distribution, county general, courthouse security is 805,000. We had projected 793 for 2014. So I was going to talk to each other office, I think it would be higher than that. I think we have just as much traffic now as we did 2012. Okay. We're still working the interstate about the same. All right, that's all I have on that. Thank you.
Got a hotel full over there.
We got right at 40.
40's capacity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ted, are you, do you have enough deputies?
I need 3 or 4 more. Can I have them?
Well, the reason I asked, evidently, Snyder up at Brookport, I don't know if he got fired or, but it's not working.
He got laid off. He was one of those got laid off.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay. And does he not work at Brookport anymore? Or?
Like 1 or 2 days a week, just part-time.
Well, he's one of the deputies' job. His dad called me.
You know, the last one that left, you know, Richie Douglas, we never did replace him. Of course, we didn't have the money either. So.
Yeah.
I knew that they laid off probably half their security force over there.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Where was he at, you said? Jimmy Douglas works there, don't he? He still got his job?
Yeah. Jimmy, Gil McNichols, Rod Hammond, those were some of the first ones that went
Yeah.
over there.
They, he lost a crew of guys from here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was all them guys from county or were some of them city?
No, I lost 4 one year in the sheriff's department. We had 1 wreck last week, yeah. One of the cars hit a deer.
Oh, yeah.
Process getting it fixed.
Pretty bad.
Range anywhere from 5,000 to 2,800, so we have an adjuster come look at it.
Which car? Oh, is it?
It's one of those dark gray ones, Danny McCain's car. One of our newer ones.
Yeah, isn't that how it usually goes? All right.
Anybody screaming hard about money yet? Looks like she's pretty caught up, ain't
Yeah.
she?
All 30 days.
That's why there ain't no money, ain't no money in the account.
Payday's day, they'll make payroll and start all over.
Yeah, always something. Thank you, sir. We'll let you slide this time, but don't let it happen again.
Oh, that
Be-
holiday,
be
it's-
bad.
It's nice, but it screws us up on these days.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Cause we usually do it yesterday.
Did y'all go anywhere for the holiday? No, so yeah.
Seemed like we were sports practice to the death yesterday.
Get ready for the big tournament, I guess,
I
huh?
had basketball practice and then two baseball practices, kind of.
Seen where you was at Sean's or over there, you go on Wednesday nights, sometimes hitting,
Yeah.
I seen your name wrote down.
canceled for Wednesday this week, and we went yesterday.
Yeah.
Because, well, our instructor is a coach over there at Mid-Continent, and they have games Wednesday, so.
So, somebody going there? That's good. But we have practice every Sunday over there, 5 to 7.
You have a whole team there at practice?
Yeah, Noah's on that, I think it's called Kentucky's Prospects, and his name, the team. Jim Grief coaches it, and Sean Yarborough.
Oh, okay.
They have a team. They play like colleges in the summertime. This year we play at, University of Tennessee, we play Kentucky, Louisville, Cincinnati. 8 or 9 colleges we play on weekends. They're called showcases, basically. You go and you play, that way the scouts just show up there instead of them having to drive around and see kids, they just go to one place and they see a bunch of kids. So that's,
Pressure's on.
Jim, I don't know if you know Jim Grief or not, but he helps with it. He's a scout for Cincinnati Reds. He's probably about 60 years old. He used to coach years ago the Duke Post team, like when they used to win a lot of national tournaments back in the 80s.
Yeah.
He's an older guy. He's in there sometimes, but that's who, they basically just work with the high school kids. So, which Noah's a freshman, but he plays up on the sophomore, junior kind of team. Then they have they have like a senior team too, like an 18U. Then they have a 16, 17U team. That's one he's on. So, yeah, they got kids from a lot of places. I mean, they got kids from Tennessee on the team.
So they must have assembled a good team.
Well, I don't know how good, I mean, there's always better teams.
I'm wondering what TJ's was. Truck.
Oh, that's the, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't recognize the name there until I saw the map. Yeah, that's,
Oh, did you get it?
we can get it now, we're gonna go probably get it tomorrow.
27,000, but he wanted 47,000. He said he's gonna double his boat tonight. That extra 20, he's gonna take it down there and help his
Double down.
budget out.
What'd you end up getting it for?
That,
Did you gym any?
he wouldn't go.
Oh. Man, that's the art of the Bible.
Write 2 checks, write him one for
Well,
26 here,
It
this is all
started,
they give
we
me.
did, I mean, it started out at 28.5.
Yeah.
We got him down to 27, he wasn't going anymore off that,
Shoot.
so. That's not my strong suit, I let the others do that, because I'm not good at talking people down. I usually end up losing money on every single deal I have, selling the stuff that I own.
My wife, she always gets mad, cause like a lot of times you gotta walk away, get them to call you. She'd be like, why are we leaving? I said, they'll call. Especially if you're trying to buy a car.
I rarely ever get to the point where I just wanna sell something that I really just don't have to,
Yeah.
or not so much have to, but just really, really want to.
Yeah.
But some people, they have stuff that, well, I'll sell it, but, if you don't wanna buy it, forget it, it doesn't matter. I never get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when a guy come to my house one time, I had a truck for sale, and I've done this since. Well, he drove it, looked at it. He said, what's the low dollar? There wasn't any negotiating at all, and I told him. He said, I'll take it. So I've done that, hey, if I don't like the low dollar, I leave, let him keep it.
A lot of people won't give you their low dollar, they just.
Wanna dig around.
Yeah.
I see that sun shining, isn't it?
It is. And everybody else, I guess, been having pretty bad weather, north of us, south of us, everywhere.
Yeah.
I guess we've escaped some, which is
Say
good, but
Thursday, I think we got a chance of rough weather, is what I was told.
the thunderstorms this
Yeah,
time, though,
severe
yeah.
weather.
Be flooding then.
Yeah, we'll get a tornado come through, or we'll have flooding or something. I'll tell you, this ice and snow, you know, though is gonna, in the long run, cost us more money than anything, because, you know, just the overtime we're working, the salt and stuff, is not that big of a cost for this, but more than anything is just the deterioration of the roads. I mean,
Well, I tell you what, even everybody's parking lots, store parking lots, they got big old chunk holes in them.
They're getting
Is it
bad.
getting in there and freezing and pushing it up, I guess, or what?
That's part of it, and then the other part is just this freeze and thaw cycles, it just makes everything so mushy.
Yeah.
Subgrade so mushy when you roll
It either needs to
loads,
freeze or
continual
thaw out.
loads or heavy loads over it, it just pumps it and just breaks it up.
Joe, do you know where Tony Janice lives?
Tony Janice, I know,
You know where Junior Foss lives?
out there on the highway,
No, Big Bay.
yeah, the county highway there.
Yeah.
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 Well, that road right in front of his house goes back there to that big,
Eagle Point Lane.
yeah,
Eagle Point Line,
goes back there to the bluff.
okay. The one that even goes north from there,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I know which road you're talking about,
yeah. Well, Jeff's mother lives there on that road on the right.
okay.
All right, from her house, she's on one on the right, I believe. From her house, that's county road for about, a quarter, a little further. And it comes to a ditch, and it crosses a ditch at an angle. Got a big tile in it.
Okay.
Well, that county ends right there. And I took some rock up there yesterday, and that road, it's failed. But really, if you don't want to, if you take a load of rock now to somebody, you'll do more damage than you will good. I took this load, 2 loads up to that Janice guy, and when I turned around, and all, it just rutted it up in his driveway. But my question is this. That road, at one time, went on down and went up the bluff to Stafford Road, which is in Reedsville, and came back down into Reedsville in Johnson County. Why does that road end there at that culvert? If that was a county road that went, connected Johnson and Massac together, when you started up that bluff, or somewhere in there. You know what, I was just thinking, maybe that's Johnson County, that culvert.
No, that house is in Massac.
That Janice guy is? Okay. Why would that county road end if that culvert not go on up there to that bluff? Now, the road is gone up there at that bluff, but it does go to this Tony Janice's house. Turns right and goes, his house is about 300 feet over on the right. Why wouldn't that county road go to that curve and be maintained?
I'd have to check into it, I don't know.
Some of the boys may know.
Has it been, in the past, you know, has part of it been vacated at all, or?
I don't know, but I haven't.
But you say it used to be a road that went all the way into Johnson County.
Yeah, went on up the bluff to Stafford Lane, then went back down the other side and come out in Reedsville.
This has not been a county road ever since I can remember.
No, me either. Or county maintained, I think it was a county road. Well, it's a county road on top of the bluff in Johnson County.
So
So they
you're saying
maintain
it
Stafford
ends
Road.
at that culvert that goes under the ditch?
Yes, the culvert.
When you
Is
get that
counties.
culvert, you have to make a right and then back to the left.
You just cross the ditch and head back north.
Yeah. Then there's another ditch you've got to cross, just a small. It's just a forge, actually, going up in that guy's property there. Now, but I mean, to that culvert, it needs some inch and a half or something. I don't think really they would expect CA6. it needs a binder, I mean, not a binder, but a base. That truck cut down that far going in there. Of course, I realize the kind of weather we've had, I understand that.
Tell you, these, just thawing out and freezing and
That's right.
stuff, I mean, some of our normal roads has been driven on for 100 years and doing the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it's froze hard, man.
it's hard to really, yeah, it's hard to really,
About all you can do is stay off of them.
yeah, do anything
That's the
until it's
best
dry.
thing, unless they have to have it, leave it alone, you know.
But, yeah, I can look, I don't know,
Those Strotmar boys may know something about it, because their Paul had that, didn't he have that field on the right?
He had that 40, but they're younger than I am.
Well,
Matt, you talking about?
Yeah.
they may not know anything about it then.
Somebody may know, David, if it was in any
Well, he'd know.
time close to his,
What year did he start, do you know?
started out here in like 86 or 7, something like that, or 88, somewhere in that range. But if it was, it's always been this way ever since then, but I don't know that anybody would know about it.
And that may have been vacated, you know.
Are you sure it was a county maintained road at one time?
I'm almost sure it wa, I mean, well, Joe, the road that connects to it is maintained by Johnson County. Now,
How, do you ever see Robert Stafford?
yeah, all the time.
I'm just curious if he would know if that road actually went through his property or went to his property. The Johnson County Road.
Well, now he uses the county road. You know, it's county up to his house. Or well, where he used to live actually, he lives in a trailer now off the side, but he ends right there. Now his daughter has got a private road on down toward this road now.
Yeah.
You know, it's been years since, I can't remember that road being in there. But you can see where it went up the blood. I actually just kinda like to know why, you know, why the county stopped there. I don't understand.
Could be that it never was adopted or something, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Well, maybe,
anyway,
I mean,
what's there, Joe, needs to do something with it, you know.
the
It's
part
old
that is
red
ours-
gravel.
The part that is ours you're talking about?
Yeah.
But it's,
It's red gravel
Well,
and
it's slop when it's mud and it's dust when it's dry.
they've graded it, you know, of course, graded the sides up and it's full of dirt.
It's one of them situations, well, bring me tar and chip, bring me tar and chip.
Yeah,
Well, the neighbors already paid about 20 years ago to tar and chip their share. Yeah, we was putting rock on it before that. But anyhow. Just the way it is. Anything tearing up or holding together good? Tell us good news. Even if you got light to me, man.
hey, there's a bunch of trucks we got that's holding up good. There's a couple though. Being a pain in the butt.
did you buy that 110? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's what's coming through now. Yeah, we haven't got it yet. We're going to.
What model is it?
2011, wasn't it?
It's a
Or
2008
eight.
That's right.
international.
Who had it?
It was, yeah, the Jones Brothers is who has a hold of it right now, but it was a Christian County Highway Department truck.
Well, now, do you have a 110 now? A red one?
Yeah, but that's a work
Yeah,
truck, isn't it?
that's- This one, I don't know that you'd call this a 1-ton, I don't
Really
know.
more a 2-ton, isn't it?
It's more of
Oh,
a,
is it?
it's just a single axle, it's just
It's
about
just
the
a bomb
same.
truck, yeah.
Okay,
Same
may
size
be
as
a
our-
210. Dump truck?
Mhm.
Okay.
We do have a 1-ton though, it's a Ford, it's like a Ford 550 or something.
Yeah.
dump bed on it.
Oh, I didn't even know that bed dumped, I just figured it was just a truck.
I think it is a dump bed on it.
They ever use it for that, or?
Yeah, we use a lot, just taking,
Patch
we have
stuff.
little patch
Yeah.
jobs to do instead of driving the big.
You got one of them little deals that heats up asphalt or something, tar or something, don't you?
It's
One of
a
them
patching
patch-
machine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
is that what you pull that with?
No, we pull that with a regular
With
tandem,
big truck, okay.
cause we usually use a spreader bed in the back of it full of chips, and that's how the thing is, well, a patching machine, it has its hose and everything that it heats the oil up, and it has chips in there, so it blows oil out and then blows chips out on it too, and you can layer it that way and fill potholes and stuff. That's, we use it a lot when the weather's right, and I'm sure we're gonna overuse it this
Yeah,
year.
it's fixing to get wore out.
Yes, it is. I'm glad we had it.
Who runs a grader? Got a
Usually,
couple guys, or?
yeah, Calvin and Jones is usually the best at it. He's the one we have
Kinda
running
stays
most
on.
most of the time. But Steve Baker will run one, Danny McGuire's will run one, and, so will Matt, Kevin Ferguson will both run one too. It's usually just, if we only are having three run it consistently, usually it's Calvin, Steve, and Danny, usually.
Guy told me out there, I don't know what the name of the road is, if you go to the north end of Massac Creek Road, did I tell you things one that graded or something? Or-
Yeah, you called.
But
you
anyhow.
texted me about it, and we went out there, and looked at it, I thought the guys got to it, did they
Oh,
not?
it may not have, but it may have or may not have, I'm not sure, but anyhow, a guy told me, we're in the valleys, like, you know, going down across a culvert or something, he said a lot of that rock is laying down there, he said you may not necessarily need to haul any rock, he said, sometimes he'll see county trucks haul rock to the top, he said, but down there in the bottom, he said there may be plenty of rock, just, if they can just carry that rock up with a grader or something, may save you some money, but that was just a guy's suggestion.
One thing we made, we haven't tried, and I don't know that we've ever tried, we've got these blades on our grader that has the
That's the side
little
on it.
pins on it, it's like little round knobs that kind of, you'll penetrate down into the rock and kind of bring the fines and coarse, kind of mixes it up some, and then you're supposed to help some of that segregation type. We've never really,
Is it on the blade?
it's a special blade.
Huh,
It's kinda
never
like-
seen one, I guess.
They
Just
make,
little fingers on them, basically.
well, it almost looks like, you know, them bits that they put on like the end of a milling machine.
Uh-huh.
Almost looks exactly like that, except it's on the grader, on a grader blade. There's probably, I don't know, 50 of them or so.
Across there?
Across the blade, they're spaced about that far apart.
They go on the same blade, or you take the whole blade off?
There's a special blade that has little
Notches for it,
receiving,
places?
notches for it. From what I understand, we got that years ago, and they tried to use it on oil and chip one time to kind of smooth that out, but it didn't work too well, which the teeth that we got for it weren't made for the oil and chip, they were the rounded teeth made more
Made
for
for gravel.
They do make teeth that have real sharp points
More
on
of
it for oil
Kind
and
of a
chip.
plowshare.
Mhm. But they're not cheap either. I checked them getting all.
I think that should be all yours.
Okay.
Better count and make sure.
Yeah.
He's probably holding out on you where he's done for a while.
You get to buy anything this year, Joe? Truck or anything?
Another truck?
Well, if you
Yeah.
got this one, we do, I mean, we really do need to probably consider buying another pickup truck this year at some point in time. Whether we get one new or used, I don't know, but,
For David, you mean, or
well,
just for the boys?
for our fleet, you know, and it could be that we would get David another one and put his back in the fleet, or it could be that we just get one for the fleet, one of the two. I don't know. Yeah, we discussed it and considered it, but I'm not really sure what we're gonna do.
Probably not gonna buy a dump truck or anything.
Um,
Tandem.
kinda considered that too, because two particular trucks we've been running, giving us fits. And a
Are
lot
they
of
back in the
problems.
nineties, or is everything up above 2,000?
No, we still have a few that's back in the nineties.
Do you?
Mhm.
10-wheelers,
Sorry.
tandems.
Yeah, Tim's. One we just got fixed. You
I've
just
seen
signed a
that
claim
video,
for it
yeah.
at the transmission place. Having a lot of problems with wiring in them. You know, apparently that's been a problem with International, apparently that they've had a lot of wiring problems. This one kept on wanting to kick out of gear and get locked in certain gears, locked in neutral, and it just wouldn't,
How many miles does one of those have on it when you, do they have very many?
The one that got worked on had 111,000 miles, I think it said, on the ticket. That's what it said.
that sounds about right. I mean, we don't, have just an excessive amount of miles on any truck.
Yeah, but they're all,
We don't
they're
make-
kind of the rougher miles, or short
Yeah,
miles and
exactly.
bouncing around on rough spots.
We don't travel all that far anywhere. I mean, so, when we get around 100,000 miles on one, it's, a lot of hours, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
Mhm.
Like some of our newer models, it's like, I can't remember what the 2008 or 9, I think is our newest that we've got. We may have one newer than that, but it's only got like 60,000 miles maybe on it. We do probably need to start maybe getting rid of one and getting a new one every other year or something like that, and I don't know whether we need to start that this year or not. We'll see how this
See how things go.
this single axle one goes and see how, if it's a good truck. If it is, we may end up trying to look for more of them like that rather than buying new ones.
I can remember they used to have all those singles, no Fords.
Well, some of these tandems, was those state trucks, or?
No.
They bought them all new,
I think we bought all of them on the state contract that they were new,
I guess they would've been orange if they state trucks, wouldn't they?
probably.
I thought maybe he was getting some of that handy dams.
We have a couple older ones that are red, and I'm not sure if they were bought brand new or not. I don't know. But one of the older ones we have, guys say that's the best truck we got. We want to get rid of it. We'd probably rather get one of the newer ones than get
Yeah.
rid of that one.
nothing.
I think I've got everything.
You're happy, I'm
If
happy.
you don't see any laying around, I guess that's it.